Hi guys, my name is Jurek. Welcome to another video of my outdoor series. In this video we're going to talk about my pack that is filled with inexpensive gear that can be used to get you into bushcraft or get you into your first overnighter in the woods. So join me for this video please. Okay, so first of all I try to keep this kit very compact so that you don't have to buy a new pack, that you can use your regular pack that you use most of the time. And we're going to start with the biggest compartment of this pack, and that would be where our shelter is. Now, I chose to carry a wool blanket because that is the cheapest way, that you can go lighter and more compact if you buy a sleeping bag. Okay, so this wool blanket is just a blanket that is about 70% wool and then other recycled materials. Now, I chose to buy a hammock because this one was cheap, including the cordage. Was about 10 euros, so it's the same in dollars and whatever. As you can see on top, I packed my drinking bottle. This is because I can access it while we are traveling during the day. And this is something you don't have to buy, but this is a bottle about 1 liter of Nalgene, and this is stainless steel. This is very useful if you choose not to bring or bring less drinking water than you actually need, so you can boil it. So you can boil bigger amounts of water in this canteen. Now, what you do need is a big drinking cup, stainless steel as well. This is rather inexpensive, and if you are not planning to carry an Nalgene bottle, what you actually can carry is just a regular bottle of water, and this will nest into the cup just as easy and will pack as nice as well. So now we got a way to sleep. We can lay warm in our hammock, but what if it's going to rain? We need a tarp, or to protect us from the sun and get some shade, we can use a tarp. This tarp was very inexpensive. It came with the it was an upsell actually for the hammock. It was about 20 euros, I believe. And you can go cheaper. You can actually choose to carry one of these, and this is the very typical cheap tarps with the grommets that tend to tear. But this will last you for 1 season or longer if you don't go out so much. But I do not recommend it because the size is about the same and for less coverage. So this tarp weighs lighter, has double the amount of coverage as this one has, lasts longer, and this one will actually make sure that you are covered in the while you camp in your hammock much better than the less coverage you get of this one. So actually for 10 euros more you get a lot of more value, I think. At the bottom of this pack I have this cookie rack. This is for when you bake cookies, you get them out of the oven, and this can be used as a grill. It's very inexpensive. I bought it for £1 while I was on a holiday, so it's about the same as €1 or $1. It's just one of those dollar store things. And this is part of your field kitchen as well as your cup. So now you can put your cup over the fire instead of in the fire for just $1 more. Now, in the second compartment of this bag, I have a saw, and this is very interesting. This costs less than $10 or euros or pounds, whatever. And the interesting thing about this is that it is just a handle, and the saw blades actually are hidden in the handle. You pop them in like this. Now you can saw very easily. Now the great thing about this over a Bushcraft brand is that this is much cheaper, and you can buy replacement blades for it for a much cheaper rate, and you can actually carry more than one blade. And this is very nice because now you can also carry more different size of teeth to do different jobs, like for instance if you want to cut live wood or dead wood. This gives much more value, I think, for the price, and fits much better in this bag for what we are planning to do it for than one of the more expensive folding saws. I also carry a Mora companion. We've seen this in my other video that I made about a Mora mod, so I'm not going to talk about this too much, but it's a carbon steel blade, fixed blade, and it will do the job. Cordage, this is a hemp rope. I choose to carry hemp rope over paracord because this is much more inexpensive, and if you use this as tinder, you won't get toxic fumes. This is natural material, so you can leave it behind in the woods and it will. Okay, the last thing that I carry in this compartment, and this is a yoga mat, and I bought this for I think €3 or something. It's very inexpensive. And this is to aid with a big problem that you have when you sleep in a hammock, and that is the draft underneath. If you camp in a hammock, you don't get cold on top, but you get cold from down under because of the wind that is constantly blowing under you. And just laying a yoga mat like this in your hammock will take care of that problem very easily. You can replace this by buying one of the Thermarest blow-up mats, and that would be actually much lighter and would save you more space in your pack. But for this video, the yoga mat will do. Now, here in the top compartment, I have some spare hemp rope, carry some snacks, and these are just cookies, because I'm going to use them to make this video, not actually to feed me during the night. I got myself a headlamp. This is one of Petzl's. It's called the Tika RGB, and this is just a normal headlamp that you can use if you have to go pee, for instance, during the night, or yeah, just basically tasks around the camp when the sun is under. The last compartment, this is where you would store your food, and you can go expensive and inexpensive as you want with this. You can buy the noodles and cook the water in this. If you go with dry foods, you can get the pre-made dry bags, but they will cost a lot more. Or you can just bring normal food, sandwiches, whatever you prefer, you can put in this. And we got some spare storage here that you can pack a little bit more, and it's up to you really. So those are the contents of my pack. This is all part of the shelter system, and if you want to start a fire, I carry my belt pouch, which gives me more than 3 ways to start a fire. If you want to know how, just check my belt pouch video. And you got yourself some tools if you want to make some things around the woods, because this is a very easy setup to sleep. If you want to set your camp up, this will take you less than 10 minutes. And after that you got time enough to do whatever you want. I almost forgot to mention that in the back of my pack I carry a bucksaw blade. Now, and I got 2 nails to go through I got 2 nails in my belt pack that can go through the holes, and I can create a bigger, more aggressive saw to use in the woods. And this would be a very nice project to try to create in the forest after we set up our camp. So let's set it up. So we start with the hammock, and the ropes that I use were not provided with this hammock. I changed them. I used a tad bit of longer rope just because I can use them as a ridge line for when I'm setting up my tarp. and not my hammock, because with this setup you can actually leave the hammock at all and just use the rest as a bedroll and then put the tarp over it. Okay, so I want to show you guys a close-up of how I do this, and I pre-made a bowline in this. I carry it always like this with a bowline at the end of the rope, and I just go around the tree. And where the center of the tree is, between the two trees, I actually go off center, so it doesn't matter, but I make sure that the rope pulls toward the center, and this will give it enough friction to hang it on the tree. Now on the other side, the way we connect this to this hammock is I connected a small industrial carabiner that is strong enough and it's very lightweight. And what we do is we create a trucker's hitch. We create a trucker's hitch. We go through the carabiner. We go through the trucker's hitch, and now because the carabiner gives me less friction, I can easily pull it tight like this. And now what we do is we just grab everything together and we double the rope and we make a half hitch. We don't pull the rope entirely through, just keep this loop. And to secure it, we do it again. And that is basically the same on two sides. So I'm going to do this side again, because this wasn't permanent yet. We can pull on the carabiner, up, keep it like this, then put the tension on it, hold it like this, put a half hitch through it, do not pull the whole rope. To secure it, we do it again. That's how it's done. Now, because I move around a lot when I sleep, I tend to slide down in the hammock, and if you have the same problem, I prefer to put the side where I'm going to sleep with my head a bit higher than the side I'm going to sleep with my feet. And the height that you want to set this is actually between hip height and shoulder height. So all we have to do now is put our gear in. So we start with the yoga mat. And if we set it up correctly, we have one flap on the one side and one flap on the other side, so when we lie down, we can actually cover ourselves with the blanket. Now the only thing we still have to do is put the tarp over, and that is what I'm going to do next. So if you're going to use your tarp, you can actually do it in two configurations. The diamond configuration, and would be to go diagonal from tree to tree with the tie-outs, or the normal way, it would be square, and it would be to use the tie-outs in the middle and use the one at the corners to stake down in the ground. I'm going to use the diamond configuration for this video. I'm going to use my hemp rope for this. Just cut a piece off, and I'm doubling the rope to make it a bit stronger. Just make a half hitch in the end Up. This doubles it. Now we go a bit higher around the tree. Sure to grab the top. Go around and then just make 2 half hitches. And we tension it on the other side. So I'm going to do it again with a bit of a more useful camera angle for you guys. So we went around the tie out, went around the tree, we tension it a bit, we come around, we tension it like this, and now all we have to do is make our half hitch here. We go underneath, go through the loop, up. And if you want to secure it, you can do it again. Like this. But this is basically the same way we tensioned our hammock. Now the only thing we have to do is take the sides down. And we can create a stake just by, and this is a live branch that got knocked out of the tree. I'm going to use this one. But actually for a stake you want to something that is a bit bigger than your thumb. So this is a bit small, but it's live, so it will do. Now we want to sharpen a point on one side. And this doesn't have to be something fancy. This is what it looks like underneath. Of course we can also use the tie out that we have here in the middle. But since we have enough space underneath between the tarp and hammock itself, I'm not going to do that because it's not necessary. And as you can see, we got the yoga mat here inside and the blanket. So thank you guys for joining me in this video. That was it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks guys.